Предоставим слово профессору Максену Нагави, который продолжит свое выступление.
Okay. Look to these two maps. One map is Russia and the 5 mortality. One map is Russia 15 years to 16 years mortality, or 45Q50. If you look, heterogeneity in the mortality, in the child mortality, is much, much lower than 45Q50. There is one important interpretation that your health system works very well for keeping alive under 5. But many risk factors in the young age and adult age, in the mid-age, doesn't work very well, and we could not control these big risk factors, same as injuries, same as road traffic, same as violence, same as homicide, alcohol, suicide, and other things. Then you can see there is a big heterogeneity in the country. And this is again life expectancy for male and female. And you can see now in the male, in the female, and in the male, in the female, you are very good. And do you know that Russia is one of the countries with the highest difference between life expectancy between male and female? Almost it is a top country in the world that life expectancy in the male is very, very lower than female. And all of them, I don't know, in the medical literature, assigned to the 3 causes: alcohol, violence, and other unintentional injury. This is 3 main topics that they assign lowest life expectancy between male and female. This is some other area that there are maybe many questions about that, and maybe there is some area for the young generation to show what is these sources. And this is for the both sex that we saw. And you can see, now, if you look to this presentation, this is this tool that we have is same as this. We check all of the mortality, this is all-cause mortality, but we have same as this for each cause. This is by different age group and different year, from 1980 until 2000. We have all the data from your country. All of the purple point is from VR data. All of the green point is from WPP, United Nations estimation here. And we control for all of the causes in our WIS tool, and also you can look to this WIS tool based on everything that Megan showed. And this is again life expectancy between different oblasts, different year. Again, heterogeneity is decreasing. If you look, this is heterogeneity, you can see there was a big heterogeneity. And now this heterogeneity is decreasing, and life expectancy is going to be one homogeneous indicator, but there is a big distance until that. And this is that we talked about that, we showed this. And this is life expectancy. Oh, now, this is a very important graph. I made this 2-3 months ago. This is age-specific mortality rate by the different year in Russia. You can see this is expected versus observed age-specific mortality rate. We calculated age-specific mortality rate and we compared between expected and observed. And this is the line that shows 1. Anything lower than this line, it shows that your health system works very well. That this is for these 5 age group. Early neonatal, late neonatal, post-neonatal, 1 to 4, 5 to 9. But anything outside of this age group, this is the age group with the very high risk to deaths. This is observed versus expected. You can see in this age group that is 35 to 39, 3 times higher this age group die observed versus expected. 3 times they die higher than expected. And 30 to 34, and 40 to 44, and 25 to 29. This is the biggest challenge that government have to fix. This age group, and we have to look what is the cause and what is the risk factor of deaths in this age group. I am, based on my looking to the data, is 3 important sources. Injury, unintentional injury, intentional injury, and alcohol, tobacco-related deaths. Fortunately, you do not have big problem in drug, but alcohol is a very, very important. This is for male, and this is for female. You can see, again for female, highest is, it is much lower than male. It is 2 times higher than expected, especially for the age 30 to 34 and age 35 to 39. This is not maternal, because your maternal mortality is low, and it is very low. It is again related to risk factor, same as alcohol, tobacco, and it is related to the injury. I think the big topic in the table for government is how we want to decrease these deaths in this group. Then, if we could decrease deaths in this group, that all deaths in this group is preventable. It's not the causes that you cannot prevent. It's not leukemia, it's not brain cancer, it's not something, it's not the top. It's something that is preventable. If government wants to improve life expectancy in the country, they have to focus on these two age groups, in male in here and in female in here. Then life expectancy will fix. This is the based on the GBT result. And you can have this by the oblast. Oblast by oblast, you can show this, what is the main age group that decrease, the deaths in this age group decrease life expectancy. And I think in the oblast level, it will be very easy to control in the comparison with the country level. Okay, and also I did this yesterday again. Highest in the 5Q0, 45Q0, TFR, STI, and everything is this oblast, T1. That's correct, T1, T1. Yes. And then is Chukchi, Jewish Oblast, Amor. And then pattern in this part you can see, it is homogeneous. But here you can see heterogeneity is sometimes is big. For example, Safa has a very, is not a very high, but it is high TFR, high 5Q0, and life expectancy is high also. There is something that I do not understand very well. Here you can see this is the best estate, Dagestan, Ingustia, Chechnya, Moscow City, Karachay. Yes, you can see. They have the 5Q0 is high. TFR also is high. SDI is low, but their life expectancy is high.
It's all the acronyms.
Oh, this is, sorry. Let me say again. This is life expectancy for both. Life expectancy for female, life expectancy for male, STI, TFR. Again, I want to come back to the point of Daria that it is just alcohol. Because if you see that STI is low, but 45Q15 also is very low, then in the age group that I showed, they do not die. Then life expectancy is going up. Because 45Q15 is low due to the do not using alcohol or some other thing that I don't know. Then life expectancy is high. This is very important that in Dagestan you have highest life expectancy.
It's just normal Middle Eastern.
It is
Normal Middle Eastern life expectancy.
But
Like in Egypt. Or like in Syria.
Если у нас есть, you have about 100 specific factors, we can delete about 2 or 5 to have of the range from the biggest values and the smallest values. So we can neglect the Dagestan values in this row.
But anyway, I do not have any, if somebody asks me why Chechnya has highest life expectancy than Moscow city,
There are actually two factors. First of all, this life expectancy is normal for not very high income Middle Eastern societies. If you look to Palestine, you will see about the same. Secondly, there is suspicion that North Caucasus and Caucasus in general is another blue zone with unexplained longevity, although it's not as pronounced as in Japan. There is something, maybe some, I don't know, mountain terrain, a lot of movement, maybe diet. But obviously, if you look at Ossetia, which is also in Caucasus, but vodka drinking, you can see the difference which vodka makes. They're neighboring republics and very close culturally, whatever they think about it.
but
North Ossetia, yeah.
Ostia, yes, I am looking, where was the Ostia? Okay, I am looking here.
This is vodka drinking and vodka producing region, so if you compare them, this is what vodka does.
But you look here, Ostia has a high STR.
A big one.
But Chechen and Ingustia has a very low STR. A comparison with the other oblasts.
So also, even despite of having high social demographic index, they still have lower life expectancy, high mortality in some ages than Ossetia, Ingushetia and Dagestan. So that is the impact of vodka. Really, it's a very good regional example. And as for Yakutia, you know these regions with native Siberian people, with a lot of reindeer is economic. To be reindeer is a very, very hard life. You know, it's really hard to do it without drinking a lot. Even in Norway, for example, Sami in Scandinavia, they have normal life expectancy, but reindeer Sami, they do drink a lot. And for Yakutia, it's a special situation. This is like, they have all this problem of native Siberian people, but they implemented severe anti-alcohol programs. A number of villages, like a lot of villages, came completely alcohol-free. So this is how they gained, I guess, about 3 more years of life expectancy. We are publishing an article on forest differences in life expectancy with Alexa.
Anyway, just my job is raising question. My job is not answering the question. Okay, it was all-cause mortality. Do you have any question, any comment? Okay. Okay, I have to go a little fast. Okay, now let's look here. We calculated number of deaths for each oblast. Now we want to calculate that this number of deaths die with which cause. This is the discussion that I have now. What is the causes of death for each oblast? For these, first we calculate totally how many people die. And now we are calculating this total number die with which cause. Okay. Just this is for show. This is GBD flowchart. And this is all-cause mortality, by-cause mortality, non-fatal outcome, and risk factor. And this part, it has this flowchart. For example, I am responsible for this part. we have 69 steps. And we have to take this step one by one. Now we are here, just in the gathering data for these 5 countries. And we have to take all of these steps very carefully. And we know that what we have to do.
For each country?
For each. Oh, we put data together. It's not separate. When we gather data, for example, for Russia, we will put Russia with US in one database. And then we move this to this hub. We move this to this hub. And in each step, we have to check the result. After, for example, here is for the standard, making a standard. Here for is age splitting, if we have age unknown, sex unknown, and correction for HIV hiding, and all of this. And before and after, we have to check automatically by country, location by location. For example, I checked more than 10 times all of the oblasts in Russia.
The point here is that we do the estimation for all countries simultaneously. We don't mix the data for all countries together, obviously. Just the Russian data is used for Russia only, and you don't have data from other countries in the system. It's just that all are estimated at once in parallel.
Thanks. Okay. But in the causes of this data, there is some problem that for you have to be very important to understand what we are doing. We are getting data from this website. We download this data from Center of Demographic Research. And this is the website, and this is the linked data. Okay. This is the data, official data that you publish. Not very specific thing. We download every year. And we have to say thank you to them because they did a very good job and everything is ready to use. But there is one big problem in the Russia data. Russia data is not by ICD-10 detailed code. They aggregated something in the oblast level. For example, they aggregated these 10,000 ICD code to the 200 causes. That is not compatible with the definition in the whole world. It's a little different. Then we have to disaggregate. Here is the problem. This is the different data that we have for the different database in the Russia. In 1986 until 1998, we have tabulated ICD-9. And 1999 and 2009, we have ICD-10 tabulated. And 2016 is another type of ICD-10 tabulated. Then in Russia, there is 3 different type of data. We got 2 years ago national data from Russia by ICD-10, but for the oblast level, just we have aggregated data. Then we have to disaggregate this data. How we are disaggregating this data, let me explain. Okay, we have Russia data ICD-10 tabulated, and ICD-10, two type of ICD-10 tabulator, and ICD-9 tabulator. We use an USSR tab that is from the before 98. We use ICD-10 national data here for the disaggregation of these data in the oblast level. What's that mean? For example, okay, let's make an example here. Okay, look here. Here you have essential and secondary hypertension and hypertensive chronic kidney disease together in one group. We look to the national data, and based on the fraction of combination of these three codes, we divided oblast level to the essential and secondary hypertension and hypertension chronic kidney disease. Because ROSTAT do not provide data by ICD-10 detail. They provide just by ICD aggregated code. Yes?
I noticed that, and what about diabetic complications resulting in hypertension?
Say that again.
Shouldn't be there something like hypertension with due to diabetes, no?
Hypertension due to the diabetes?
Okay, I just noticed some strange in the data, but I'll rather send you later, sorry for the interruption.
Okay. Then again, we try to, this is some combination of code. We disaggregate these code based on these ICD-10 national data that we have from 2000 until 2014 by the different oblasts. This is the process, a specific process that we are doing for Russia. This specific process is based on the national data from Russia, not something outside of the Russia. Okay. Now let's look to here. This is death certificate, and that death certificate that you are using in the Russia, it has two important parts, main part and second part, part 1, part 2. In part 1, we are writing causes of this. In part 2, we are writing condition that contributed with the deaths. And based on the order of ICD, International Classification of the Deaths, we have to write underlying cause here, intermediate cause here, intermediate cause here, and immediate cause here. And then, based on the rule again, intermediate cause and immediate cause is not a causes of death. Causes of death is underlying cause. Let's say in this way, if I am a blind person, I am walking in the street, I had a car accident, and I have rupture of spleen, I go to the hospital, I had internal hemorrhage and died by the hemorrhagic shock. What was the causes of death my causes of death? Injury. But I was blind. No idea? No. Okay, you are correct. Yes, blindness is contributed causes. Underlying cause was road traffic accident. Intermediate cause was rupture of spleen, internal hemorrhage and hemorrhagic shock. This is the process of the deaths. Then, when we got this death certificate, we assigned deaths to the underlying cause, that is road traffic accident. But there are many causes in the death certificate that they are not underlying cause, or they cannot be underlying cause. Like, for example, septicemia, sepsis. Sepsis is an intermediate cause. Senility is not a cause of death. Headache, atherosclerosis, low back pain, infertility, cardiac arrest, and other things. These are the things that we say these are garbage code. They cannot be underlying cause in the data. These are garbage. Nobody cannot die by the low back pain. Nobody cannot die by headache, by senility. Or heart failure is not underlying cause, is an intermediate cause. Because heart failure, we have heart failure due to the other causes. We have to assign that causes as a causes of death, not heart failure. And this is the pattern of data in the world. You can see around 20% of the whole data in the world is garbage. This is US or any other country. And you can see. And the best country is Finland. But anyway, this is not a big thing. You can see in US, some state is worse than Mexico or in Japan. This is Russia. You can see ICD-9 data had more garbage, but your garbage fraction is not higher than US. Sometimes it's lower than US. And this is different type of garbage. I will not go through this, but let me say something. As we discussed previously, we had hierarchy of the GBT cause list. You can see this hierarchy. And in the garbage, we cannot say that we will drop this garbage outside. We have to include this garbage in our database and use that. Then we redistribute this garbage in a different way. I will explain. If a garbage is a way, for example, somebody due to the senility, due to the sepsis. Sepsis, source of sepsis can be injury, can be infectious disease, can be non-communicable disease, same as diabetes. Then, if we want to redistribute injury, we have redistribute sepsis, we have to redistribute on every causes, same as senility, same as ill-defined code. But if somebody died due to the unspecified site cancer, that is CAT, if we have to redistribute, but we know that he died due to the non-communicable disease due to the cancer, then we have two things that we know, cancer and non-communicable. This garbage is different with the sepsis. This then, or another example, C26 is unspecified GI cancer. We know that it was non-communicable cancer, is non-communicable disease, it was cancer, it was GI cancer. Just we do not know that it was esophageal, stomach, colorectal or other. Then there is difference between the different garbage. All of this process is explaining this. Then we have 4 levels of garbage. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. The worst one is level 1 and level 2. Now you can see it's different. This is Russia, this is US, Germany, UK, Finland, and this is again Russia by the different year, different type of data. Some type of data is very bad. Some type of data is very good. And again, this is Russia by age. Now, as I said in the previous slide, in the previous presentation, we calculate completeness for the data and percent of garbage go. If data has a low completeness, estimation based on the low completeness data has a big uncertainty, and with the garbage code percent. Then we classified country based on the fraction of garbage code and completeness. And we did for every country, and Russia for every oblast. And you can see, this is an important point, that Russia, Australia, US, and Canada are 5-star countries. High quality data. I am not sure that you are agree with me or not, but I believe our result.
This is our institute.
Oh, yes. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Можно частично объяснить такую ситуацию для России тем, что последние лет, наверное, 10, ну, меньше, большинство лечебных учреждений отчитывалось, ну и кодировало, соответственно, причины смерти, используя компьютеры, то есть используя программное обеспечение. И было использовано, сейчас почему-то это немножко пропало, использовались электронное программное обеспечение для выбора основной причины смерти. У нас, в частности, в нашем институте «Здоровья права» группа людей с Погореловой, с Эмилием, которые проводили эту работу в стране, и Вайсман работает, продолжает, и Стулы работает до сих пор, и этот механизм помогал тому, чтобы кодировали правильно. Но у меня вопрос к вам. Вот эти правила для профилактики выставления неправильных этих мусорных кодов, у вас есть правила в вашей системе, строгие правила. Каким образом можно улучшить программное обеспечение для выбора основной причины смерти, которая используется в России во многих местах, ваши правила? Готовы были вы каким-то образом поделиться, и мы, как Центральный институт, можем способствовать распространению во всех лечебных учреждениях использования этого ПО для правильного выбора основной причины смерти?
Thank you. I have two questions before answering to your question. Are you using Acme software or Iris software? Which software you are using? Do you know that? What is the source of this software that you are using?
Много лет назад, с 96-го, мы сотрудничали с Институтом здоровья, Национальным институтом здоровья, Международным отделом Соединенных Штатов. Затем это сотрудничество шло с ВОЗ. И последние годы это было тесное сотрудничество с ВОЗом.
Okay, then you are using Acme. Acme is a software that US produced in around 1980, and this Acme update some years. And based on in this software, based on the ICD rule, software extract the underlying cause and put here. The better version of this software that is now in the many countries that they are using, especially European country, is Iris software. Iris software is better than Acme. But anyway, selecting of the garbage is not due to this software. Selecting of the garbage is due to the practice of the doctor. If you put garbage in the death certificate, output of the Acme or Iris is the garbage. Then doctor writing that, for example, unspecified cancer site, Acme produce unspecified cancer site. Acme cannot change this. Okay.
Before, as a prophylactic, if our doctor will have this software in hand, so before write this code, they will receive advice from system. You are wrong. It's not underlying courses. What you try to put in the certificate.
Oh, you send feedback to the doctor when they assign garbage. Maybe I didn't get.
The question is: do you have any special computerized systems that will assist the doctor not to make mistakes?
Do you have electronic death certificate or it is in the paper? And doctor enter the deaths and enter the cause and...
Сейчас процесс кодирования получается параллельно. Человек, врач, который должен выписать свидетельство о смерти, он одновременно заводит информацию в компьютер. При этом у него в компьютере уже МКБ-10 вся есть, и он заполняет прежде всего электронную версию. В этот момент вот это советующее программное обеспечение может остановить его и подсказать ему, что он хочет внести неправильную основную причину смерти. А и бумажное свидетельство, но уже объявлено, не помню, может быть, вы слышали, коллеги, или с 19 или 20 года будут только электронные свидетельства о смерти, то есть правительство уже приняло решение перейти только на электронные свидетельства о смерти. То есть это или в следующем году, или через год это будет по всей России. Вопрос, можно ли использовать ваши правила, вашу методику внести в эту систему.
Unfortunately, no. Because you, in the new software, you allow the doctor that your input is wrong. That is correct. New software will allow the doctor that, okay, this diagnosis is wrong, this is something not related to this. It is the end. We do not advise to go more. Because by the end, doctor have to decide what is the causes of this, not software, not coding. We are trying to do this improvement in 3 countries. One is in Norway, one is in Brazil, and recently Taiwan decided to move in this way. Just announce to the doctor that the code that you are entering in the software is wrong. But anyway, you can input, you can enter this code, but it's wrong. This is the whole process that you are doing. And it is a perfect thing. Your government decided very well. This is a very good task.
Excuse me? I would like to finish this discussion now because we don't have time.
Okay.
We have 15 minutes to finish because we have another meeting and there are traffic jams, severe traffic jams on this way. Okay?
Sorry?
Sorry about it, but tomorrow we will have time to continue. Please keep your, пожалуйста, сохраните свои вопросы. Завтра вы сможете их задать. У нас есть 15 минут, чтобы закончить. Спасибо.
I love the boss that is very hard. Thank you. Okay. Now this is Russia by the garbage. You can see the biggest thing that Russian doctors are using is senility. Just you should teach the doctor that senility is not the causes of death. Do not enter that. This is wrong. Very easy. Your doctor has to understand that senility is not the causes of death. Nobody died due to the senility. Always there is a cause. Unspecified stroke is understandable because there is many places in the Russia that you cannot diagnose that it was hemorrhagic stroke or ischemic stroke. Ill-defined code, it is, for example, low back pain or it is depression. Just you have to, I want to say that the best thing for the improving of the data is teaching of the doctor. Teaching your doctor by software, by course, by online course, by in-person course. Just you have to teach the doctor. And this is the best way. You can decrease. You cannot force the doctor to select some causes. This is wrong. You should teach the doctor. And based on the thing that you said, I think that this is the best way that you are doing. And this is the process that how we redistribute. We are using different statistical method for the distribution. We are using multiple causes of this. We are using many different methods. I do not want to go through this method, but any time that you want, we are ready to discuss. And all years we publish all of the methods for the redistribution. This is the different regression that we are using for the redistribution. This is HIV correction. Just I want to say that in Russia, summary of all of this discussion, that it is a very long discussion. In Russia, your doctors hide HIV under some causes. The most important is TB and endocarditis. Your number for TB deaths is mixed with HIV. Many doctors assign HIV with to the TB and assign HIV deaths due to by endocarditis. We find that we corrected this, but this is something that this institute have to go through that, especially many deaths that happen in the prison, in the jail in Russia due to the TB. These are not TB, these are HIV with TB, and real cause is HIV, because TB is due to the HIV. Then they have to assign to the HIV. These two things is very important in Russia. In Russia, the big problem is that doctors assign TB to the HIV. We have to fix that. This was my message for this time. This is mostly for US. You can see, this is unspecified poisoning in US in age 15 to 50. This is mostly not, all is overdoses. In US, doctor assigned overdoses deaths due to the unspecified poisoning. And this is another problem. Fortunately, we do not have this problem in Russia. We are trying to recheck in 2019, but anyway, this is not a big problem in Russia. Okay, this is the modeling process that we are doing for estimation. But let me say something to you. When you have data, our modeling process follows the data. All of this process for the modeling is for the location that we do not have data. When we do not have data, model estimate for us. This is the whole process of the modeling. We are using covariate, we are using ensemble model, we are using 4-step modeling process for all of the causes. You can see this is, for example, for estimation of chronic kidney disease. We use different covariates, same as BMI, diabetes, health system access. But if you have data, this covariate doesn't have effect because our model follows the data. This is type of different model that we are using, type of model, mixed effect, and different type of model. And by the end, we develop ensemble model. That this ensemble model is calculated based on the out of sample predictive validity and put all of the model that we calculate in one result, and we will show this in the GBD in the result of GBD. You can see here, for example, for the chronic kidney disease, we use 80 model for these are different models that we got for the female, these are different models that we got for the male, and then based on the out of sample predictive validity, we ensemble them in the one model. Okay. Any question for modeling perhaps? No. Okay. I understand that you do not have many questions because I talked very fast, and I hope that you got some idea, just got some idea.
This is published, right?
But all is published in the. Okay, why we do not have Lancet?
It hasn't been printed in large enough quantities yet, but we will send a shipment.
Yes.
Once it's printed to it and to share.
Then we will send for you a hard copy of Lancet, and then you can get hard copy of Lancet from here, from this institute, and read. But anyway, if you didn't get hard copy of Lancet, all is online. And you can look all of the method that we use. All is online. Okay, now because we produce for every causes one model, that when we put all of the result by cause, maybe it will be higher than all-cause mortality that we estimate. Maybe it is lower than. It is same as this briefcase. And we have to move this to this one. You can see. Now, this is the process that we are doing in the some computerized process with the name of the cut correct. Let's say in this way. Okay. We fit all of the level 1 causes to the all-cause mortality. If it is higher, we press this and it will fit to that, or if it is lower, we expand this. And then we will go to the level 2, that it is cardiovascular. Here is cardiovascular deaths, different causes. We fit these cardiovascular causes to the parent cause, that is cardiovascular, different causes. And then we feed ischemic heart disease and ischemic stroke and hemorrhagic stroke to the cerebrovascular disease. In other words, we feed everything same as this. We had this, we just sorted it out, and everything is organized. Okay, this is cut correct result, and this is the method that we are using. It's not very complicated, just you should get concept that we collect quality of the data in the distribution of garbage code. We run model. If you have data, we do not bother your data. Model is follow your data. Then we feed all of them to the all-cause mortality. And this is one example. Look here, it is very fast. This is cerebrovascular disease in Russia. Okay, this is raw data that we got from Rostat. You can see it is not very nice. And after correction, after garbage code correction, it will be nice. This go out, this go out, this go down, and now everything seems as a pattern. And then we run model. This is the model. You can see our model, this is the line. Follow the data very well. And this is uncertainty around the model. This is model when we drop the data. You can see. Exactly follow the data. Just we make a line. And this is after cut correct. This is before cut correct. This is after cut correct. Because it was lower, it was higher than cut correct, bringing it down. And this is the result. This is another example, Moscow City lung cancer. And this is another story. With the cancer, we got the data from mortality and also we got the data from cancer registry. And we translate cancer registry to the mortality. And then we run model for that. This is the cancer registry data from Moscow. Again, this is another example. St. Petersburg ischemic heart disease deaths. You can see. Just we are following the data. We got the data, we correct the data, we run the model. This is whole process in there. And this is how we calculate variable. Again, this is the outbreak of Bashkiristan. This is number of deaths. This is variable. Some causes going up that die in the young age. Some causes going down and finish. Which is on time. Okay. Any question?
Спасибо большое. На сегодня мы закончим нашу замечательную встречу и продолжим завтра в 10 часов. Приходите пораньше немножко, чтобы не опоздать. Завтра мы начнем с того, что вы сможете задать свои вопросы. Мы подведем другой день сегодняшнего дня. И на прощание я бы хотела на секундочку в вашем присутствии сделать маленький сувенир профессору Нагаеву. Он настолько по-доброму относится к нашей стране, столько здоровья, столько сил тратит на то, чтобы наши данные восстановить, уложить, сделать их более удобоваримыми, обратить наше внимание на то, на что мы сами должны были бы обращать внимание, что когда я была в Волгограде, я подумала, что хорошо бы ему подарить кружку, на которой написано «Сталинград», потому что он уже у нас как солдат на войне с нашими данными. Спасибо. Спасибо, до свидания.